20 free legendaries that you can absolutely get free to play. And I didn't know that. I've been doing some research and they're actually not that easy to get. And I've been doing some things wrong. I've only been playing the game for 60 days and I'm finding that there is a ton of things to learn in Raid Shadow Legends. And I wanted to invite you to come along on my journey. Link in the description or scan the QR code for all this free stuff right here, Tayrel. And then also, after 25 days of playing the game, you'll get Drexthar, which is an amazing epic and has made so many things in my game. So many things in the game get a lot better. It's like Clan Boss and Hydra for sure. So I'm going to show where these 3 free legendary characters, and they do look relatively good. We're going to skip over to Hell's Hades. We're talking about Drexthar Bloodtwin, which is a 4-star rating. I think my best character in the game is about a 4-star. Arbiter, 4.5. And if you've been playing an arena, you see Arbiter everywhere. Bonkers, absolutely bonkers legendary. And this one's a little bit out of reach initially, but I think if I don't make a diligent effort in working towards this 5-star character, I'm going to be in trouble later. So I'm glad that I'm thinking about it now. Let's start with the first one, Drexthar Bloodtwin. And this one is probably the most straightforward one to get. And he's found inside the arena, the tag team arena. Now you get currency. You can see I've got 4,100 currency and there is a bazaar. And he can be purchased 1 shard a day every 24 hours for 360. And when I get to 100 shards, then I'll get him. So I could only do 1 a day. So this is going to take me 100 days to get this guy. And I just got to keep up on it, right? And 360 is a little more than what I can get per day. Where I'm in the arena, I get about 22 per battle, per victory. And so that would be challenging to get 360 a day. So I'm guessing this is going to take longer than 100 days. But if I wasn't here in the bazaar and clicking on this every day, I would never get there. So this is also going to give me incentive to play more in the tag team arena, which is a little bit time consuming. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit time consuming because it's 3 battles and like I could go in here, sure, hit start, but then I usually have to step away and it's somewhat of an idle thing, but it does incentivize me to do this game mode and move up in this game mode. And I know for me, it seems to me that I get currency, the TAC currency all the time in my inbox, and oftentimes they just expire. So like right here, I've got one that expires in 10 hours. I've got this one expiring in 9 hours. I got to use them, right? So I just need to play more. And the plan that I'm having with this is to try to do as many battles as possible when I log in and also when I'm done and I'm logging out. So I try to hit up both of those arenas when I log in and then when I log out, or when I'm done playing, try to like a first and last, because then I get the refreshes and things like that. Next, I want to talk about Arbiter. Arbiter is pretty amazing, and I think if you've been I've been seeing a lot of people playing Arbiter in the arena. She has so many cool things that she does. Definitely a arena champ and is absolutely bonkers in the arena. Wow, arena roll. 5-star, right? Oh, I think she can revive the whole team. I have to look at the kit, but legendary. Want to get her. 4.5 stars. So how do we get her? Missions. And missions, I didn't know this at first, but you can actually scroll over and see where the roadblocks are going to be. And everybody's going to be in a different place in the game, I'm guessing. And maybe the roadblocks that I'm experiencing are different than the ones that you're going to experience. But I've already gone through 2 fusions. And so if I would have looked at one of them, I looked ahead quite a bit. I could see what characters are going to be required for the fusion, so I didn't have to wait for randomness to get the fusions. But scroll ahead, and when I scrolled ahead, I found a lot of things that I thought were going to be potential blocks. Now, the one that I think I'm going to have myself the most because, well, it's like right here behind me, right here. She's right here, right? When I get to this part, I'm going to get her, right? Very, very important character from what I could see in the game. The one that is going to create a lot of problems for me is upgrade affinity bonus to level 7. There's also a challenge where you got to get 3 to 5, and that is found here in the Great Hall. And when I came into this, I was like thinking I was just gonna spread them out all over the place. I had a couple, what is that? Spirit legendary. So I thought I was just gonna spread them all around. But because of the way the challenge and that mission thing is set up, I kind of have to focus on one and trying to get it to 7. So like, I feel like that's gonna be a problem getting them to, like, right now I'm trying to get this one right here to 5 because there's a challenge, and then later on in those missions I'm gonna need to have one at 7 of 10. Which one I'm working on depends on my roster. I think I could have also done this blue, the magic accessory for Kale. I could have boosted that up. It looks like accuracy is way more important in Raid Shadow Legends than I initially thought. So that might have been one that I could have focused on. And then also, I think I'm going to focus on crit damage and take that one to 7 because one of my spirit characters has max. The damage is based off of HP, and I'm still able to take advantage of crit damage. So this will work with 2 of my arena characters. If I just focused on attack, that'd only be 1. But 2 of my damage dealers are based off of crit damage, and that'll be the one that I take to 7 first. Now, how do I get the currency? Playing in the arena. So you got to play in the arena a bunch. So like these 2, this is another one that I'm just going to have to focus on going into the arena all the time and playing all the time to get the currency. And just when I log in, hit the refresh button, click through the easy ones and just get through them real quick. And because I need to get, I think for the next upgrade, I got to get to 300, and I'm sure the one after that's going to be higher. But this is where I'm getting the currency, is in the arena. Now, the last one is the best legendary that I can get for free. That's Lydia, the Death Siren. And, this is one of the better champions in the game, is my understanding, 5-star. This is not easy to get. And I believe that unless I'm deliberate about working on this now, and there's a lot of benefits to working on this now rather than later, and that's Faction Wars. Now, Faction Wars incentivizes a very wide roster, and this does take a long time to get to the end of this to get Lydia. But there are characters that I have looked past and have used them for food that I really wish I hadn't of. I'm going to be more mindful going forward of when I get a new character in my roster to look and see if they are useful in Faction Wars, because the other day I'm going to need to collect 5 characters from each faction and to get as far as possible. And so this is and you can go in the index and I can see that there's all of these characters that I've sold off that I wish I had. Now, there's 3 factions in particular that I've been struggling to get a hold of, and unfortunately, they were ones that I sold off, and that's the 3 newer factions. These factions were introduced in the game more recently than some of the other factions. Sylvan Watchers, Shadowkin, and Dwarves. Like, I'm finding that I'm having better luck getting some of the ones up here, but these 3, and when I look at them, I've sold them off, and I wish I hadn't have. So when I get a new character, I can run over to Hell's Hades or Yumi Love and see what is really good. Or if I don't want to do that, I can simply go into the reviews right here, and if I just don't want to spend a lot of time, I hit reviews, take a look at Faction Wars. Sometimes a character is not good anywhere but Faction Wars, and now I'm trying to do an inventory of each faction and to find the 5 best that are useful in Faction Wars. Sometimes those characters are not good elsewhere. Be sure to click the link in the description if you haven't done so already, and use the QR code in the screen, because that's gonna bump your progress significantly. For me, I've really been using Rector Drath level 60. And the reason why we're making this video today is sometimes people get lucky when they're opening shards. And I've mentioned this before, the best time to open shards and when there's some sort of boosted drop rates. And so this has been a situation where outside of my mystery shards, I've been hoarding these shards until there's some sort of event. Right now there's a progressive chance. Maybe I'll take advantage of that. We'll have to see. But I definitely like it when the rates right here, when I click on the button, they get boosted drop rates. And here's the thing. I have not been overly lucky. And I've been dependent on the characters I got from free, like the one there in my QR code. There has been some characters that were available through other ways in the game, but it's largely, you know, outside of some of the characters I'm using here, it's random, right? So having a plan and being diligent to get these other legendaries, because right now I'm not even sure if I want to upgrade any of the other characters in my roster, right, to 60, because it's a lot of work to get them to 60. I mean, I can do, from what I could see, about one a week. And right now I'm taking a look. It's like, man, do I really want to take any of these characters to 60? Maybe, maybe not. And so I've been more willing to go wide and focus on 5 characters in Faction Wars. And Faction Wars is a great place for resources. And I didn't realize this, but the Forge is fueled oftentimes by the rewards in Faction Wars. And getting 5 and 6 star artifacts has been a big deal. And I had, until I started upgrading some of the characters to get further into the Faction Wars, I wasn't getting legendary artifacts to open on a regular basis. Now I do save some because I've got 6 right there and I got 7 right there, because I typically wait until I get a rank charm and a rarity charm. I get like 1 a day. So I do kind of keep some on reserve. Maybe there's no reason for that. Maybe I should just open them right now, all 7 of these and all 6 of these, because then I can use characters. I could make a whole video about artifacts. Maybe that's what my next video will be, because I've been looking at other people's rosters and I'm finding that the artifact system may not be super intuitive depending on what other hero collectors you've played. And there definitely are better artifacts than other, and it's not always tied to stars or whether or not it's legendary, epic, or higher, although that is always helpful. But there's like, I'll just give one example, like boots for speed is super important. The reason why this is super important is so much of one's character is tied up in artifacts as far as the total stats. Like if I look at my son Wukong right here, who is one of my best characters right here. And if you look right here, his base speed is 105, but with artifacts, I've more than doubled his speed. And the place that I'm getting most of that is on the boots. And not always, but in general, most characters need speed boots. Not all of them. And just any 6-star boot, at 16 is going to give 45 speed. And then from there, there's better and worse stats right here. Like percent attack is better than flat attack, so on and so on. So, but keeping boots and getting like 5 and 6 boots and getting them as high as I can, because boy, going from 12 to 16 takes so much silver, my goodness. But most characters, I don't know what percentage, but most characters need speed boots. And if I was doing like flat attack or flat HP or flat defense here, that would be a mistake. Doesn't matter what rarity and what star level, some sort of speed boot is going to be better than that on most. There's no absolutes. I think you know what I mean. I probably need to make a video about that, because you know, I'm on damage characters. I kind of want attack here. I try to want to get the substats to get my crit rate up as close to 100%. Then I can take advantage of crit damage here and crit damage here. I don't know. That's a lot of, there's so much to do with this game. I actually really like it. You can see right here, I've got him almost at 100% crit rate, 248 damage, and then his speed is boosted by 150. And then you can see, if I didn't focus on gear and know what pieces of gear are terrible or really good for him, and every character is a little bit different, but that's what I'm liking the most about this game is the insane amount of ways that I can customize my characters to get them to want to do. Let me know what you think. And again, big shout out to Raid Shadow Legend for sponsoring the video. There will be a link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen. And come join me on my journey here on Raid Shadow Legends. It's been a pleasure, actually. I'm enjoying it very much. Bye for now.